Hello students, today we are going to discuss the topic choice under uncertainty. To discuss this, let me share my screen first. The very first question is why this topic is so important. Before this topic, whatever we have discussed, we never assume that there is uncertainty. Rather, I must say that we assume everything is very certain in real life. For example, if you can remember, in case of consumer theory, when we are discussing about the behavior of a consumer, then we just assume there are two commodities. The prices of those commodities are given at the equilibrium. A certain amount of both the commodities will be consumed by the consumer and everything. So there was no uncertainty behind the decision of the consumer. Everything was very certain to that consumer. But in real life, when we come back to our real life, the situation is not like that. For example, consider you, the students who are now learning the subject. What is your basic objective? The main objective is to get a good job in future so that you can apply your knowledge. But which type of job you will get that you don't know. You may get research profession, you may go for teaching profession, you may go for marketing profession, banking sector, anywhere you will get your job. So that is uncertain to you given the current scenario. On the other hand, consider a person who is savings. After 5 years or 10 years, the person is thinking that after maturity of his saving amount, he will invest the money or he will spend that money for a particular purpose. But this is also not certain. Before the maturity, the situation may be like that he has to save that money, maybe for medical purpose, maybe for education purpose, maybe for anything. So in that case also, that current saving is has some uncertain outcome. So as you can understand, there is uncertainty everywhere in the real life. So uncertainty chapter is so much important to us to discuss. Now, when we are discussing about the uncertainty, the very own concept of uncertainty is risk. So that term risk is associated with the term uncertainty. Now, to discuss this chapter, we need some concept. The concept of probability, expected value, payoff, variability, deviation, and standard deviation. Now, what are those? Let me go to my paper. Yes. What is the probability? Most of the students know the probability means the chance of occurrence of an event. That means once you purchase a ticket of a lottery, you may win or you may not win. So the chance of winning is the chance of winning is the probability of that particular event. Now, what is the payoff? Payoff is the value of the possible outcome. For example, as I said, you have purchased a ticket of a lottery, and if you wins, you will get 3 crores. So in that case, the payoff of the outcome winning is the 3 crores in that case. Now, what is the expected value? Expected value is, say there is an event. Now, there are two possible outcomes of that particular event. The outcome 1 is x1 and outcome 2 is x2. The chance of occurrence of the outcome x1 is p1 and the chance of occurrence of outcome x2 is p2. These are the probability. So, what is the expected value? Expected value is the sum of the occurrences weighted by their probability, that is p1x1 plus p2x2. This is the expected value of any event. Now, what is variability? Variability means the extent square root of the average of the squares of the deviation of the payoffs associated with each outcome from the expected value. So these are the different definitions which we need to discuss our chapter of uncertainty. Now I am coming back to my PPT. Here I am going to an example, the example of jobs. Say there is an unemployed person, and that unemployed person has two job offers. The job one, which is actually a target oriented job, and job two, which is a type of secured job. Now, job one has two outcomes. The first, if you achieve your target, then your income will be 2000. And if you cannot achieve your target, then you will get 1000. The chance is equal. That's why the probability corresponding to the income of 2000 is 0.5, that is 50% chance. And the probability of outcome 2, that is 1000, is also 0.5, that is 50%. So this is the job profile of job 1. Now, what is the profile of job 2? As I said, this is a type of certain job. There is 0.99, that is 99% chance that your income will be 1510. But there is also a possibility that you may not get that income. That means somehow your company is lockout or like that. There is a chance whether, however, the chance is very poor. The probability is 0.01. In that case, your income becomes 510. Okay, so these are the two jobs. The question is, these are the two jobs offered to an unemployed person. So the question is, which job should the unemployed person choose? You can give the answer, okay? It's very simple. Whose expected income is high? Go for that job. Yes. So let us check what is the expected income of these two jobs. As you know, the expected income is the payoff corresponding to the probability value. The multiplication of the payoff corresponding to the probability value plus the multiplication of the second payoff corresponding to its probability value. So it becomes 2000 into zero point 0.5 plus 1000 into zero point 0.5. The value is 1500. So this is the expected income of job 1. Similarly, if you calculate the expected income of job 2, it becomes 1510 into zero point 0.99 plus 510 into zero point 0.01. That also becomes 1500. Now the confusion arises. As the expected incomes are same for both the jobs, again the question is coming, then which job should be chosen? As the expected income cannot give you the answer, then you have to go for further calculation. That is the standard deviation. To get the standard deviation, you look, this is the deviation from the deviation means, as I say, the deviation means your actual income minus your expected income. So in case of outcome 1, it becomes 500. In case of outcome 2, it becomes minus 500. For job 2, for outcome 1, it's 10. And for job 2, outcome 2, it is minus 990. Now, what is the deviation square? It is just 250 square in case of outcome 1. So it becomes 2540. In case of deviation square of outcome 2, again it becomes 25. It was minus 500. So if you make a square value, it becomes 25 and 4 zeros. So average deviation square is, that means average deviation square is 2540 plus 2540 divided by 2. That again becomes 2540. And what about job 2? For job 2, it is the 10 square, that is 100, and your 990 square, it becomes 980100. Okay, so this is the square values, and again the similarly you are getting the average deviation square. Now we are going back to our standard deviation formula. You have all the values. If you just put those values in your standard deviation equation, you can find the standard deviation of your job 1 is 500 and standard deviation of your job 2 is 99.50. Now the standard deviation is giving you a clear picture of the job profile. Job as the standard deviation of job 1 is very high, it shows job 1 is riskier than job 2. That means the value, the income of job 1 is deviated from its mean more than job 2. So if a person is a risk averse person, he definitely prefer job 2 whose standard deviation is less. So that much I have to discuss in this class. In the next class, we will discuss more about the different type of individual in the society in terms of their risk preference, their insurance, etc., etc. So that we will discuss in our next class. So thank you.